Okay, we're recording again.
Okay, Gary, you are
Okay, all right. So thank you guys for coming on and having us for the invitation. This is a new club for me. I don't really recognize anybody in this club, so I'm not sure if anybody know who Hunt's Photo is. If you guys don't know who Hunt's Photo is, I'll tell you briefly a little bit about us. Hunt's is a company based out of Massachusetts. We're a family-owned business. We've been around since, if you look at my screen, I've been around since actually 1889. So we've been around a long time. What really separates us from all you guys got many choices and many places where you can buy stuff. What really separates Hunt from all the other folks out there is more about relationships. I strive based on relationships. People don't come to me solely because I'm the cheapest. They don't come to me because they don't want to pay sales tax. They come to me more because of the trust, the relationship, the friendship, the partnership, and more about the friendship. I don't want to be everything to everybody. I don't want to be everything to everybody. I can't be everything to everybody. And I made a choice during the pandemic thing that whatever I'm involved with, whether it be a photography group, a vendor, an organization, anything I'm involved with, I want to feel that I'm part of your community, part of your family, and not be labeled as just another retailer out there trying to hustle and sell something to you and take your credit card and get you off the phone. If I don't feel I'm part of the community, I don't care how big you are, how small you are. I want to be labeled as a friend, a partner, and so not just another guy, not just another advertiser. And I take very deep pride in that type of thing and the relationship. As long as you guys support me, I will do everything out of my power and my heart to support you guys. So that's really what I'm all about. I will put my email down in the chat. I'll be here through the night to answer questions, and I hope this is a start of a long time friendship, relationship, and a bonding ship between Hunts and your club. With that being said, I've known John. How long have you known each other?
About 7 years now.
Okay,
yeah.
7 years. We met. I don't know. He came on as my data caller rep. We really built a really close working relationship, friendship. Again, it's not about me being his biggest customer because he has other customers that are much bigger than me. But it's more about the friendship, the partnership, and more the friendly type thing. And that's why I work with him. And that's how we've grown our relationship in our business. I've had many reps I've gone for several reps of data call, and by far, John has exceeded any other rep that I've had as far as partnership, relationship, and follow through and everything like that. Follow through and follow through is in communication is a key to me in anything I do. So if you have that and have that drive and think, it's that what makes it so much better. So. With that being said, I think tonight's programs will be educational. He'll provide a lot of information to it. He'll talk a little about calibrations, and he'll talk about talk a little about the printing, but it's more of an educational type of thing. There will be specials after the program, but by far tonight, this is not a sales pitch. This is not a sales pitch. It's nothing. We're not going to try to. Obviously, we hope you buy the stuff, but we're not going to go on and try to sell you and try to talk about pricing, and say you got to buy this. We hope at the end of the night, if you're looking to get it from us. But if you don't, you keep Hunt in the mind for the future. When you need something, you go to us. So with that being said, John, take it over.
Yep, sure. All right, let me get my screen shared. Who can share? Whoops.
You are a host, so
I am a host. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you able to see the screen?
Yep.
All right. Okay, cool. Well, I really appreciate it. Thank you for the opportunity to join you guys tonight. Gary, thank you for the kind words. It really is a pleasure working with you guys, you and your team at Hunts. Definitely extremely knowledgeable, and I really enjoy it. And I miss being off the road and not seeing you guys. So my name is John Walruth, and I don't know if you guys know, but I'm just down the road from you guys in Williamsburg. So I'm probably an hour away. And I've done a fair bit of shooting in Richmond. My wife lived in Richmond before we got married, and just, we always try to get up to Cuba Cuba during lunch or dinner. I've got my Cuba Cuba mug here in honor of tonight. Yeah, but I really appreciate it. My role at Data Color is imaging training and technical support manager. My primary role is to help customers understand our products and help them with, it often gets into other photography questions and that type of thing too. And so I'm really very fortunate that I get to, talk about my passion basically every day, and talk to people who are as interested in that, this hobby, this passion of photography. So these are kind of some of the highlights or high points I want to make sure we're talking about today in this discussion. And I call it a discussion because I do want to, keep this, I want to add value to what you guys have. So, and I think part of that is making sure that there is a back and forth discussion when appropriate. Feel free to answer or ask questions if something comes up in the chat. We can discuss that question if you want to. Just say, hey, John, can you say something about this, that type of thing. We can certainly go over anything here. But I want to talk some color management basic training. We can talk some capture considerations. Really, the important part of all this is display calibration, making sure that what you see on your screen is a true representation of your image file. We'll talk a little about printer calibration and what goes into making a custom ICC profile for print. And then we're going to kind of get into the mechanics of making a print. We'll talk soft proofing, a couple terms that you should be aware of for that delivery to the printer, what's important to make sure you're seeing. Wrap up and some parting thoughts that can be Q&A as well. So I want to make sure I'm serving you guys here, and we can end this as with a Q&A. I think that would be a good way to do this. So you're probably, if you're not familiar with Data Color, Spider is probably what we're maybe even better known by. But we make Data Color as a whole. We make color calibration equipment. Calibration equipment meaning we help people communicate effectively with color and get color right. The photography and design component of Data Color is actually about probably about a quarter of what Data Color is as a company. Data Color makes a lot of high-end spectrophotometers for industrial purposes, like factories and that type of thing. If you've gone to a home center and wanted to match a color to a paint color, then we make the technology that goes into matching paints as well and that type of thing. So Data Color really is about measuring color and getting color right in a photography workflow, as well as an industrial type application. Next question is, you're probably wondering who John Walruth is. And just a quick note here, I was fortunate enough to grow up with a father we had a black and white darkroom in our basement growing up. So we had a lot of time. My dad spent a lot of time showing me how to use a darkroom and that type of thing. And he wasn't a professional photographer, but he did really enjoy it was a serious hobby of his for a while there. And he spent a lot of our childhood, for myself and my younger brother, just documenting our lives. We have a lot of black and white film and a lot of black and white prints from our childhood, and feel really fortunate that we have that. And for me, in college, my background is in interior architecture. So I have a little bit of a design degree. I worked for Colonial Williamsburg in the interior design department for a couple years, started my own business in 2004, and then ended up selling that to work in the photography industry. I started off I did a lot of interior and architectural photography, and then began working for Data Color in about 2013. And that's where I met Gary. And so really appreciate the being able to work in an industry that I'm really very passionate about. As far as my own likes and, for photography, I love architecture, cityscapes. I also really like things that decay. If you've ever been, this is kind of the remnants of what was called President's Park here in Williamsburg. These were busts that the park was open for a couple of years, and they were moved to a private field, and just a really interesting how they're decaying, and it's a lot of fun to photograph. It's unfortunately, fortunately, I guess, private property, but it's a great location if you like things that are decaying. More landscapes. This is in Death Valley. It's one of my favorite places. Colonial Williamsburg, of course, if you've been through the area, you've probably spent a little time here. This is an infrared image. I really like infrared photography. This is some of the, some of my work. I actually did a lot of work in Richmond when I was doing I had my own photography business. But then in 2013, had kids, and they've been mostly what I've been pointing my camera at. I think it's kind of cool just to be able to photograph them, and in much the same way my dad was able to kind of instill the love of photography in me. And I think that I had the opportunity to do that with my kids, and I think it's really kind of, it really kind of hits home the importance of photography in someone's life, and documenting life, and just kind of having a camera with you so it's available. So really, I think it's really kind of cool how it all has kind of come full circle. Today's goal is very simple. We want to just review the roadmap to make a successful print. I think it's great that you're just kind of hearing that you encourage printing in your club. I think that's a really great thing. So, my goal is to really kind of review the process. I hope to add something new. I'm not sure where everybody's level is, but I'll make it a goal to kind of get in there and hopefully add something new to a tip or trick to someone's, printing arsenal, if you will. One of the first questions I think it's important to ask is this still relevant in today's world? I believe it certainly is. To make a physical representation of a creative thought, I think is something that's, with the rise of cell phones we were talking about earlier,